Hi, I'm Brianna.
And I'm Akira.
And you're watching
Dante's Boxing Nation.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So Floyd Mayweather did a recent interview with ESPN, and let's just say he had a lot to say about Virgil Hunter and Andre Ward, but mainly Virgil Hunter. Let me go ahead and quote exactly what he had to say, and then as always, I'll give you guys my thoughts. Quote, "Do I like Andre Ward? Yes, I do like Andre Ward. But Andre Ward got to make some major changes if you're going to fight Kovalev again. You got to make some major changes. You got to go get you a trainer that's been in the crunch before." Virgil Hunter's not a good trainer at all. That's just my honest opinion. Virgil Hunter is a cool guy. He's a nice guy, but a guy who's never fought before. That's never been in a crunch moment. How can he tell you about a crunch moment if he's never been in a crunch moment? I need a trainer that's in my corner that's been in there before and felt contact and know how it is to be in a fight. I don't care if it's an amateur fight. You have to have some type of experience at boxing. So can Virgil Hunter be in my corner? Absolutely not. But do I think he's a cool guy? Absolutely. End quote. Now, the first thing I want to say is, no doubt about it, Floyd Mayweather, he's entitled to his own opinion. Nothing wrong with that. The second thing I want to say is, once again, I've said this before, when it comes to the Ward versus Kovalev fight, for the people who believe that Kovalev won the fight, I have no problem with that. I can easily see the fight going the other way. I can easily see this fight being ruled a draw. So I don't really have a problem with people saying that they think that Kovalev won the fight. Matter of fact, I was talking to a guy at the gym the other day, the boxing gym, and he was telling me how he thought Kovalev won the fight. But the way he broke it down clearly suggested that even deep down, he believed the fight, it could have went either way. Because this is what he said to me. He said, "I see Andre Ward winning 3 rounds for sure, and I see Kovalev winning 5 rounds for sure." And then he said, "Then I see 4 swing rounds that could have went either way." So if you do the math, according to his assessment of how the fight played out, that means the fight could have been scored Andre Ward 7 rounds to 5. The fight could have been scored Sergey Kovalev 9 rounds to 3. It could have been a draw. So my only point, once again, is it shows you how close this fight was. So once again, if someone says they think Kovalev won the fight, I have no problem with that. I just don't understand why, if people say that Ward won the fight, why do people get upset? And that's a rhetorical question, because we really know what time it is at the end of the day, why they actually get upset. Because we know that when Erislandy Lara lost a controversial decision to Canelo Alvarez, the same people right now that are saying that Kovalev won this fight, they weren't saying, oh, it could have went either way. They were saying straight up, oh, there's no way that Lara could have won the fight because all he did was run, etc., right? So with that out of the way, I don't really have a problem with Floyd Mayweather saying that he thinks that Kovalev won the fight. Now, what he said about Virgil Hunter, him not being a good trainer at all because he's never been in a ring before, I would have to say, for a trainer that helped his fighter win the Super 6 tournament, going into that tournament, Andre Ward was the least experienced fighter in the tournament. He and Andre Dirrell were the biggest underdogs in that entire tournament. At the time, Andre Ward had never stepped up in competition, not at that level. And you had Carl Froch and Miguel Kessler, who both were in the top 10 pound for pound best fighter in the world list at the time that Andre Ward entered that tournament. And it was Virgil Hunter that trained Andre Ward throughout that tournament and before, and way before that tournament. Something else I thought was pretty interesting, almost ironic, is the fact that right after the Kovalev versus Ward fight, I went to the Mayweather gym and I did a reactions video. So I got everyone's reaction in the gym, at the Mayweather gym, right? Now, what's so interesting is what everyone said in the gym is the complete opposite of what Floyd Mayweather just said right now. Matter of fact, I'm going to put the link in the description box. I'm also going to put the video at the end of this video. So right after this video, you guys can click on the actual video and listen to what, the Mayweather gym had to say about Virgil Hunter as a trainer and what they thought about the decision, Kovalev versus Ward. Now, someone I want you to listen to in particular is trainer Eddie Mustafa Muhammad, someone who has, been in a crunch moment before. Eddie Mustafa Muhammad, a former, world champion. If you guys haven't watched that video, I want you to watch that video and listen to what Eddie Mustafa Muhammad had to say about Virgil Hunter. And I never even asked Eddie Mustafa a question about Virgil. He just started to talk about Virgil when I asked him about the Kovalev versus Ward fight. So listen to what he had to say in contrast to what Floyd Mayweather just said right now. Another point I wanted to make, something else that I thought was pretty interesting. You guys hear how Floyd, he puts heavy emphasis on trainers that haven't been in a ring before. You can't train me if you don't know how it feels to be hit or be in crunch time or in a crunch moment. Now, there's going to be a lot of irony when it comes to this video. But isn't it interesting that John David Jackson, another experienced fighter, another former champion who, of course, has been in the ring, has been in crunch moments throughout his career, how interesting is it that the guy that has been in the ring, the trainer that's been in the ring, despite having all of that experience in the ring, it's Sergey Kovalev who's thinking about hiring an additional trainer instead of Andre Ward, who has the trainer who's never been in the ring before. Don't you guys find that interesting? I mean, by going off of the logic that a trainer who's never been in a ring before is not going to be a good trainer, you would have expected Andre Ward to announce, you know what, guys, I need to hire an additional trainer. I need a trainer who's been in the ring, who's been punched before, to help me beat Sergey Kovalev in a rematch. I'll say this, man. Speaking from experience, because I've had amateur fights, I've been in the ring. Even with me being in the ring, I can tell you right now, from my own personal experience, I have seen trainers that have been in the ring that are some of the worst trainers in the world. And I've seen trainers that have never been in the ring that are some of the best trainers, all the way from the amateur level to the pro level. So me personally, I don't believe a trainer, he has to be a former fighter, a former amateur, or a pro fighter to be a good trainer, because I know trainers personally that have been in the ring that are not good trainers. And everyone says that this person is not a good trainer. Even when it comes to my son. Now, I've trained my son since he was out of diapers, but I'm not a full-time trainer because I don't have the time. So when I go out looking for a trainer for my son, I'm looking at what he's teaching my son. I'm looking at things like, how does my son look when he spars this tough guy that I know my son usually goes back and forth with? And if I hire this new trainer to help my son, and now my son is dominating that tough sparring partner that he usually goes back and forth with, then guess what? That's a good trainer. Now, don't get it misconstrued though, because I've also seen fighters or trainers that have been in the ring before, and they are great trainers as well. So I guess the point that I'm making is I truly believe a person can be a good trainer regardless of how many times he's been punched in the face inside of the ring. You know, Virgil Hunter has been with Andre Ward since day one. To me personally, that is the mark of a great trainer. Someone who can bring you up from day one, who builds something from scratch. Not training someone who was already a former champion or a current champion and you just basically jumped on board when that fighter was already built, right? Like building a car per se. We all know that there's a difference from building a car from scratch as opposed to just fixing a car that's already been built or just washing it and cleaning it, right? Maintaining it. There is a big difference. And what Virgil Hunter was able to do with Andre Ward, as far as I'm concerned, he built that car from scratch, okay? So when it comes to basing how good a trainer is on has he been an amateur or a pro fighter himself, I look at it this way. You don't have to be a chef to tell if some food tastes good or not. You don't have to be a chef to know if some food you eat, maybe it has too much pepper. Oh, what's that I taste? Oh, I'm tasting a lot of garlic. You know, if you didn't put so much garlic in here, this dish would have came out perfect. Oh, you added too much water, so it kind of diluted the flavor. You feel what I'm saying? You don't have to be a chef to tell somebody how their food tastes, okay? You don't have to be a singer to tell if someone is a horrible singer or a great singer. You don't have to be a singer yourself to discover the next Beyonce or whoever, right? I mean, look at Simon Cowell from American Idol. Simon Cowell, he can't sing, but he can tell you if you're great or you're not, and everyone cares about what Simon Cowell has to say about this person or that person when it comes to singing, right? So at the end of the day, I say this with my own personal experience. There are some trainers that have been in the ring, amateur or pro, that are not good trainers. And then there are some trainers that have never been in the ring that are great trainers. But then there are also a lot of fighters and trainers who have been in the ring and they're good trainers. So at the end of the day, it really comes down to how ambitious that individual is. And that goes for anything in life, right? You aspire to be the best at whatever it is you do. If you put in the hard work and the dedication to be the best, then you could be the best at whatever it is you want to be in life. So that's all I got to say on this one. Matter of fact, before I end this video, I want to say shout out to my man who gave me the beat for this song right here. He actually did a track to this beat that's playing right now. He posted a comment and I forgot his name, but if you want me to go ahead and play your track, go ahead and email me at dantesboxingnation@gmail.com and I'll go ahead and play that track on my video. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.
This is Bobby, and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.